Hello, my name is Kristen Cantwell, and this is my presentation on the components of a 21st century classroom focusing on integration of social networks. A social media network is something that is designed to connect individuals through the sharing of information, images, comments, and shared interests on the internet. In terms of using social networks in an educational setting, some positive trends in using them is that they are very interactive. It helps promote students to interact with one another and have in-depth conversations and have critical thinking occur while they're having those conversations with their peers. It also creates a classroom community that students are able to access whether they are in or out of school, making me more accessible as a teacher. And it also allows students that have different learning styles to present information in a way that makes the most sense to them, whether it is recording a video on YouTube or making a podcast or something like that. Some issues that we could run into using social media is that students could become distracted and we would have to really regulate when they are using the social media during class time. But a way that we can work around this is by having set times or green zones where it is okay for students to use that technology. Other times they need to have their phones put away. Student privacy is another issue that could arise, but how we could work around this is that there are a lot of smart locks in place where you can make it so students can only see certain information. You can make your Facebook page or Twitter page, whatever you choose to use, private so nobody else can access it. And there are also different platforms that are school versions of these popular websites that you can use so other people from the internet can't access it as well. Lack of technology or students not having smartphones could be an issue when trying to implement the use of social media networks, but the way that we could work around this is if the platform you choose to use could be accessed on the students' Chromebooks, which all the students have. And the last issue that could arise is cyberbullying, but luckily with those safeguards in place and having the teacher monitor everything that is being posted on that specific social media to the class group, that would be prevented. In my own classroom, the way that I would implement this is by having a school website, whether it's a Schoology page, Facebook group, or a Google Classroom. And on this page, I would post all of their assignments, other online resources. They would take their quizzes. I would have recorded lessons that I recorded on YouTube or use Screencastify to capture PowerPoint presentations, and students could access this at any time. And I could also post a critical thinking question where students would post a initial response that they could comment on their peers' post as well to have an open discussion. And this would be wonderful because it gives students that instant gratification and feedback that they're looking for to let them know, hey, you scored this on the quiz you just took, and they could also keep on track with their grades and see if they're missing any assignments. I would also utilize Snapchat or TikTok where students could use it to make a book snapshot of this is a book that I read and here's a quick book review about it. Or they could use it to make a snap report where they're a reporter reporting on something around school, whether it's a school basketball game or something for an assignment. They could also use it to make a tutorial to show how to do something. And here's just a reiteration of the different platforms that I would use: Schoology, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, and YouTube. And the lasting impact this would have on me as a teacher is that it would increase how engaged my students are in my class because it would make the information more relevant to their own lives. And it would help me better understand the technology that my students are using. And it would also give me a wider reach beyond my physical classroom with this online classroom where students are able to access me at all times and all of their different resources that they need. It also keeps my teaching methods current, and it helps establish a bridge between how digital natives want to learn and the type of instruction that I'm able to give them.